Hey, I'm Howard Tsao. I'm the team lead of MUSE Games. We're the developer of Guns of Icarus. Oh, absolutely. It's airship combat. So it's about 4 people getting on an airship, taking on different roles. Someone can fly the ship. Someone will be manning these big turret weapons and blast enemies to pieces. Someone can run around and fix stuff as the ship takes damage. So the game is really all about teamwork. This crew of, this ragtag crew coming together, either survive and attain victory or they perish together. I think it's sort of a natural extension, something that we have been planning for a long time. It's really sort of a different dynamic to the game. It's also more accessible. I mean, we wanted to have players, be able to, access the game, play at different difficulty settings, and take on enemies that, where we can actually make, just more variety of enemies, more variety of game modes, and so on. So I think the initial focus has been more PvP, so we can hone in on the core combat and the core mechanics. And the plan has been to, branch out and do, different, just basically do expansion, expanding on it, and do different versions of the game. Yeah, it's actually closer to beta. So yeah, somewhere around alpha and beta. We still have probably 2 to 3 months worth of work to go, but it's getting there. It's been a mix. There are definitely people who have played the game, who have played the PvP game, who never checked out the PvE game. And there are people who never heard of the game, which is always good. I guess but if there's a time when we show up at a con and everybody's heard of the game, then we probably should move on and do something else. Yeah, so there is, on the AI front, AI enemies are pretty varied. There are enemy planes, different classes of ships. There's boss ships, there are ground turrets, bases, and all sorts of stuff. And on the player front, we made 5 new ships, player ships, working on another. There are 6 guns already, 7 different game modes. And then we introduce a brand new metagame, which is essentially call it a MMO-esque game of Risk that people can play with. So people can take the loot from their matches, PvE matches, and actually spend it as currency to play this metagame. So there is actually now more of a context, world and factional context around the game. And just in terms of PvE, we also built a director that will dynamically measure attention in the game and react to different player strategies. So yeah, there's quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, the metagame is really, a lot of it is, the faction construct is pretty PvE centric, meaning that, some of the progression, with some of the progression, you get to unlock PvE based weapons for your faction. But PvP matches also contribute to, the world progression. So it contributes to the world conflict. So when you play PvP matches, you can also help your faction, win or lose territories. I think with the game is really obviously working with your team, right? Working with your crew. Winning is like the greatest feeling. Losing is obviously not so great, but winning as a team, because the game is so teamwork oriented. It's really kind of unlike anything else in how teamwork focused it is. And for people to win as a team, truly as a team, it's a really great feeling. And that carries over in PvE as well, especially when you think that the director is doing something new to try to outsmart you, and to be able to counter that, to actually win, it's a pretty cool feeling.
Like products?
A lot. So we've been doing closed and open test sessions for, I want to say, about 4 or 5 months now. And so every month we'll actually open it up, open the game up to the live game, open Alliance up to the live game for people to just come in and all test and try it. So every time we do it, we'll get about 15 to 20,000 unique players to actually hop in and play. So we've been getting a lot of data, and it's been good. And, a lot of it is just like, oh, the balance is way off. This game mode is too hard. The boss is impossible, and it's we're actually making a lot of adjustments just by looking at data and looking at how people play. So I would say in the last few months, a lot of the development, obviously we're still making new content, We're still testing out new game modes and whatnot, but a lot of the improvement stuff has been coming from players. Yeah, so we're thinking toward the end of the first quarter of this year. So I would say if things go well, in another 2 to 3 months, maybe closer to 2 months.
Thank you so much
All right,
for your time.
thanks.